Very excited for the darts to be back. Looking forward to the Masters, and in just a second, I will give you my predictions for the first round of the Masters tournament. Really excited for the Masters to be starting. I'm going to give my predictions on the first round. You'll also notice that on my videos I've started to add Leaf analysis after the game. So this is a great weekend if you think about it. There's a Leaf game tonight. There's darts Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's also another Leaf game on Saturday. I don't know if you can draw up a better weekend than this in terms of sports, but really excited for it. So let me get into the Masters. The Masters has changed. They went from the top 16 and they've added another 8 to have 24 players. I'm assuming the reason why they're doing this is that they're handing that carrot out for the 10th Premier League spot. I just don't like the timing of it. I don't see anyone, I see a couple maybe making a run, but I don't see anyone winning the tournament that isn't in the top 9 Premier League right now. So what happens if Michael Smith and Dave Chisnell both get the quarterfinals? What do you do then? To me, again, I think you said the UK Open is now scheduled. I believe it's March 5th to 7th. Wait till after the UK Open. Rob Cross would have dropped out. Rename your players, but they've kind of locked in Rob Cross already. I'm assuming there's not much they can do about that. So there's an opportunity for, I guess, the players, and they've increased that to 24 to add 8 more players to the tournament. So first round, it will be the best of 11 legs, typically what they play on tour. And I'm going to go through my predictions, and I will also at the end give you my best bet, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I think that's the saying. And I'm also going to make a bet, and I will tell you which game I'm going to make that bet on. So the first game up is the absolute probably snoozer game. If you could draw up a matchup of anyone in the top 128 and said these two players are going to play each other, this would be the worst matchup. So I'm not really surprised it's going off first. I'll be finishing up work, so if I miss it, I miss it. I'm not really gonna really miss it. It's like when you go to a concert. So the match I'm talking about is Ian White against Mensur Suljovic. So you got Choker against the guy who tried to slow the game down. Whatever. I don't actually mind Mensur when he's playing normally. I'm assuming he's going to learn from that. And he's not going to do that against Ian White, but who knows? At the end of the day, it's like going to a concert. You're never going to go to a concert and you got your band, the band that you really enjoy playing, but they got that B-side hit that's just a garbage song, but they like to throw it in concerts. That's the Ian White Mensur Suljovic game. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, oh, it's the crap song. I'm going to go get a beer. I'm going to use the facilities, and I'm going to miss the song, and when I come back, I'm going to actually see another great song. Well, this is the B-side of this. So my prediction, I'm going to pick Mensur Suljovic to win this. I'm going to pick him to win 6-4. My scoring system will be the same. 3 points for a win, 1 point if I get an extra point if I get the score right. So I'm going to pick Mensur Suljovic to win this one 6-4. And I absolutely guarantee that all the announcers are going to say, oh, but Ian White's a great floor player. Yeah, I know he's a good floor player. Really, the winner of this is the person who gets one of these two in the next round, which is going to be Nathan Aspinall. Nathan Aspinall really got a nice draw based out of this. So I'll take Suljovic to win this one 6-4. The next match I think is going to be a doozy. Mervyn King against Glenn Durrant. Glenn Durrant showed a little bit in the World Championship. I still don't think he's there. He's certainly not to the player that at the beginning of last year before he got COVID. And Mervyn King's got this renaissance. His game against Jose de Souza in the World Championship was A+. I didn't even think he played that bad against Gerwyn Price, to be fair. But again, the winner of this gets Rob Cross in the next round. So this is basically your match, and I would predict that whoever wins this match is going to the quarterfinal and could make a big run. There's a couple other players at the bottom of this list that did not get the nice draw, but Mervyn King and Glenn Durrant have that. So I'm going to take Mervyn King to win this one 6-3. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way. Just on current form, I think, just in current form, Mervyn King is the class of that quarter and should get him to the semis. The way he's been playing. Durrant he's not an easy beat. So if Durrant does get through the first round, whoever wins this, I'm actually thinking probably goes to the semifinal. And then at that point, I think that might be their run, but it's a nice draw to be part of. So Mervyn King to win that one 6-3. Next one up, Dimitri Vandenberg against the overrated Chris Dobie. So the only way that Dobie can get into any of these tournaments is they could increase the numbers. I wouldn't be surprised if he was in the 33, 25, they would have expanded it to 32. We're going to get a promo about how Chris Dobie's the next coming. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then he's going to get smoked. That's what's going to happen. The overrated Chris Dobie will lose. So Dimitri Vandenberg to win this one 6-3. And I'm being nice with that 3, I think. Dimitri, I thought he played really well in the World Championship. I thought he played really well against Chisnell, but then that last set, Chisnell took over. I don't see Dimitri Vandenberg having a problem with Chris Dobie, so I'm going to take this one 6-3. Next one up, I think, will be the doozy. If I'm going to lay money, I'm just going to stay away from this one. The Polish Eagle, the guy I rode to the quarterfinal of the World Championship. I rode that train. The Polish Eagle, the Polish assassin. Krzysztof Rutowski against Simon Whitlock. What's going to happen in this match? It's going to be close, and they're going to have to change the dartboard because Simon Whitlock's darts are going to rip up the board. You probably won't even be able to see the triple 20 after the third leg. However, they let them play with those things. Don't quite get it. But I think it's going to be a close game. Every time they play, other than they did play in the World Championship where Rutowski won. But the World Cup, Whitlock at the win. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to give this one Krzysztof Rutowski to win this one. The Polish Eagle, Polish assassin. I'm going to ride the train and at least get him into the next round with a 6-5 victory over Simon Whitlock. Next matchup, I think, is the one that's going to be a rout. Michael Smith against Adrian Lewis. Michael Smith's got to be steaming Willie Beeman after losing in the first round or second round of the World Championship. The way he did it as well was just screaming, yelling. I think he's been sitting on this one for a good year or a good month and probably been cursing and been on the practice board for a month, I would imagine. Adrian Lewis has just been struggling. He's got a tough year in front of him. He's, from what I heard, he's defending 81% of his money. And he's not automatically qualified because he's not in the top 16 for the big tournaments. So this is a non-ranking tournament, so it's not going to affect him in terms of ranking. But he could sink. And this is not a good draw for him, especially with Michael Smith with I assume the mood he's in. I'm liking Michael Smith to make a big run. I think if anyone should be in the Premier League, it will be him. And again, if he makes a run to the semifinals or gets to the final, I think he's just locked it in. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. So I see Michael Smith winning this one pretty handily 6-1, although that won't be the game I'm betting on. I'll hold on that. Next game up is Daryl Gurney against Jeffrey Deswan. We had this matchup 2 months ago. I wouldn't be leaning towards Gurney. Really liked the way Gurney played in the World Championship, firing the darts really, really hard, and really took Gerwyn Price to the last leg. He was in that match the whole time. Confidence-wise, looked like he had the confidence. He had a bit of swagger. Didn't have that from before. And I think he's really buoyed by what he did there and getting into that quarterfinal. So I'm taking Daryl Gurney to win this one 6-3 over Jeffrey Deswan. Next matchup, I think, will be another good one. Jose de Souza against Johnny Clayton. There should be a betting line on how many miscounts. And I put the over-under at 2.5. I think there'll be 3 miscounts in this game. Someone's going to hit a double, and it's either going to bust them or it's going to leave them with 2 left or something along those lines. Both these guys are renowned for not being able to count and leaving just not thinking when they're going through on the board. They're just so focused on triple 20, and then all of a sudden they leave themselves 165. Or if you're Jose de Souza, you take out 40 by going double 18, double 2. Or you lay up on a 50 by hitting a single 18 while your opponent's on a double. Like there's going to be some weird stuff happening in this match. But I do like Jose de Souza to win this one. I like him to win this one 6-4. I think it'll be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Clayton gets it, and the reward for these two is ticked off Michael Van Gerwen in the second round. Next matchup, I think, is going to be a walk. Joe Cullen against Stephen Bunting. I know they're ranked 16 and 17. Yes, Stephen Bunting had a great run. Went right through to the semifinals against Gerwin, where he lost, and yes, he played well. But honestly, that's the best I've seen Stephen Bunting play in a while. Is he going to carry it on for another month? He could. He could. I just don't see it happen. I think Joe Cullen, obviously he had a great tournament as well and had one of the best matches in terms of quality that I've seen in a long time against Michael Van Gerwen. And yes, Joe Cullen consistency is the issue. He should be able to wipe the map with Stephen Bunting, but you never know. He might not show up. He lost to like Willie O'Connor in the first round of the European Championship. You just don't know what you're going to get with Joe Cullen sometimes. And I think if that's his problem, if he gets any kind of consistency to his game, he's going to get in the top 8 for sure, in my opinion. He's got that talent. But I'm going to take Joe Cullen to win this one 6-2. Now, in terms of my bet, I've gone on the betting lines. And best value, I think your lock is Michael Smith over Adrian Lewis, but the money you spend to get the reward doesn't make sense to me. So the one I'm going to spend on, I'm going to put $20 on, is Daryl Gurney to beat Jeffrey Deswan. Straight up, that's 170 minus 175, and I think that's the best value. You get back $33 for a $20 bet, and I don't see how Jeffrey Deswan beats Gurney. But of course, now that I'm actually betting and putting my mouth or my money where my mouth is, who knows what's going to happen. But what it'll be, darts is back. We're going to enjoy it. Action starts 2 p.m. North American time, I guess 7 o'clock in UK. And I'll report back on the night and then make my predictions for Saturday based on the results on Friday. So I will see you on Friday night for the darts video. In the meantime, I will also be posting a video in a couple hours with analysis of the Leaf game. If you enjoy the analysis or the commentary I have, please enjoy that as well. All right, everyone have a great night. I will talk to you tomorrow.